Hello, Martin here, and welcome to episode 5 of Recreating Stockholm in the 1920s. Here we will complete the area around Stockholm Södra. Let's dive right into it. What you see here is St. Erik's Cathedral from 1892. It was expanded in the 1980s, otherwise it remains much the same. However, it no longer faces the open square because Medborgarhuset now stands in front of it on the other side of Folkungagatan. The rest of this block belonged to Wilhelm Hellgren's tobacco factory, which was the largest such factory in all of Scandinavia around the year 1900. During the First World War, the Swedish government monopolized tobacco commodities and the factory was closed in 1922. Most buildings were demolished in the 40s and the 70s, but the palace-like building facing Götgatan still stands and contains the restaurant Den Gröna Jägaren, which is actually very old but today is mostly associated with cheap beer and drunk people singing karaoke. I'm not sure what the northern half of this block looked like. In the image from the 30s there is a large new building there, but before that I guess that this might have been mostly empty because the area used to be part of the lake a few decades earlier. Where was that lake exactly? If you look at the last map where the lake still existed, it's the one from 1855, and superimpose the shoreline of a modern map, you get this. And if I take the oldest map that shows the lake in a reasonable correct way, one from 1645, and draw that on today's Södermalm, it looks like this. So when you walk between Medborgarplatsen and Stockholm Södra, you cross right over what used to be Fatburen. At its southern shore stood a windmill until the early 1890s. To the left of it you can see Engelska huset, and the small road in the foreground is what is today Åsegatan. These farms here remained well into the 1930s, but I haven't found much details about them, so if you know more, it would be interesting to learn a bit about them. In this block we had Nürnbergs Bryggeri. This area has a long history of brewing beer, as you hipsters out there probably know. It had to close during the First World War. Some of the buildings remain, but they are not used for brewing beer anymore. Okay, that took a while, but I'm quite happy with the result. It will look even better when the areas around it are done as well. If you enjoyed this, you can thank me by doing any of the following: like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you really want to support this work, I have a suggestion. I don't have a Patreon site or something like that, but what I do have is this. I've recently developed, from scratch and by my own, a 3D action-adventure game for Windows. It's called Cubitron, and you can get it at mayano.itch.io/Cubitron. It's in a retro style, it's pretty good action, but it's not violent, so it's suitable also for children. You can create your own levels and change other aspects of the game as well. It will cost you less than a cup of coffee, and if you happen to like it, the better, and if you don't, then you have still supported this Stockholm project in a meaningful way. I actually do this full-time right now instead of having a normal job, and that is of course unsustainable in the long run. Otherwise, I work as an IT consultant at my own company, Mayano, so I have some freedom over when I take on assignments, and that is what allows me to do this kind of crazy things. So, please consider that if you feel that this project has a value for you and you want to see it finished. If you are unfamiliar with the site Itch, it's a site for indie games, otherwise it's much like larger game sites like Steam. That was everything for today. Thank you for watching, take care, and see you next time.